Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Act on Tech, where we talk all things technology and how you can use it to make your life more productive. I'm your host, Alex of Alex Custom Tech, and let's talk about what's going on in the world of tech today. So, there is a lot of talk about AI and it replacing a lot of jobs, and people are a little bit concerned about that at this point. And it's fear. It's a fear and concern. One of the things I wanted to point out when I tell people about AI is that it's not the first time we in history has gone through some change in how we produce things or how we innovate. It's not the first time. We have went from agricultural to industrial, and from industrial we have really leaned into technology into ways never thought of before. I mean, remember, we used to type on typewriters. Now we type on WordPress and Google Docs and all this other stuff, and now we use Google in more ways. You know, we use Google to correct our grammar and all those things. So technology has always been innovative, and it's always more than so makes our life better. People are a little bit concerned about whether it replaces your job or not, and again, it's a valid concern. But let's talk about AI, what it really is, and will it affect us, or how we can capitalize on what AI is. And let's see if it'll where does it affect us where we are right now? Okay? So let's first understand what we're talking about. So overall, AI, artificial intelligence, is a broad field of computer science that uses algorithms, data, and computational power to allow machines to perform tasks that typically requires human intelligence. AI can simulate human intelligence by learning from experience, understanding natural languages, recognizing patterns, solving problems, making decisions, reasoning, and perceiving. Right? So that encapsulates pretty much the definition of AI at this point. But we need to keep things in perspective. Everything is at the beginning stages right now. It's more possibility than actual implementation. And that's the thing about IT you guys need to understand. A lot of things in IT is theory and ideas. And when you have these theories and ideas, it's like, okay, you can do this, you can do that, you can do all these different things. And most of the things that is being presented right now is all theory. Now, what I just read to you is what we know that is definitely something that's being done right now. So a lot of companies are developing AI. A lot of the big names like Google and Nvidia, those guys are really diving into it, taking this pretty much what I just read you, the principles, and they're trying to develop that, advance it, because we have already went over the threshold where we know that the algorithms with the computing power can achieve these things. How are they going to implement it? It's still kind of in debate, still kind of being decided. This is why we're kind of premature with the worrying about replacing your job. Now, of course, there's some jobs that doesn't require thumbs that can be replaced. But again, we're still in the early stages of what AI is going to really do. I can't give you a prediction how long it's going to take before it fully get implemented. Nobody really knows. It's just right now we're in that stage where it's more possibilities than actual implementation of a lot of the concepts, right? We've seen this before, even in technology. Remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, right before the dot-com bubble burst. And this is just me winging it. I'm not even looking at anything on Google or anything like that. Just that I was born in 1980, so I remember technology in the 90s, and only a few people were using it, only a few people were online. But the possibility of what's going to happen with websites and the internet, there was a whole bunch of possibilities, and everybody was, remember, all the stores, all the businesses thought they were going to have websites, and people would start businesses solely online, and it's all about the .com, and they just took the possibility of what the internet was going to be, and they just ran with it, causing a bubble. And it went very badly. I'm not saying this is going to happen now with AI, but to some degree, there will be a shift or a shake-up. We don't know. The point I'm trying to make is that we don't know what AI is going to look like. We know what it can do. How would it be implemented is still not known. Computing power has been ridiculously advanced, and one of the things that I'm personally is excited about, because I'm gonna get kind of geeky here, but just bear with me. So we have servers, right? And servers, I'm gonna give you the synopsis of what a server does. So when you go on the website and you pull up, type in www.google.com, your computer goes out via the internet, through your firewall, out into the World Wide Web, and goes to another computer. The pages of Google is sitting on another computer. When the computer delivers the website back to your computer where you type the www.google.com on, that computer is serving the requests. That's a server, right? That to me I've always been interested in service. And now we have leaned heavily into cloud computing. And cloud, everything is in the cloud. Even our applications are cloud-based, and everything is not on site. It's in the cloud. And I remember when I was in school, we just started to move over the cloud, right? And that space. Now everything is on cloud. You run Google Docs, or you run Microsoft Outlook, that's all on the cloud. There is versions of them that run locally on your computer, but most of the time people do that. And again, there's a lot of convenience to cloud computing because of the synchronization process. Like, you can work on a document on your computer, go home, work on it at home, and because it's not stored on the computer, the physical computer is stored in the cloud, and you can access it wherever you want. But you will need an internet connection to get to the cloud. What I'm excited about with the computing power, Dell a couple weeks ago, announced this revolutionary thing where it's gonna bring back that local administrative processes. So let me try to explain this to you a little bit. Before the cloud was so popular, you would have a computer in your business or in your business, which is a server that will be doing all that. All the files would be stored on there, and everybody could pull from that computer, and that's how it used to work. I used to like that idea because when you go in, you fix that computer, update that computer, whatever. It's just one machine you're working on, and that's it. Not saying that the cloud doesn't offer this feature too. I just like things stored locally. For me, the idea behind the cloud, I would like the cloud to be used. Again, this is what I would like in opposed to what everybody else does. I don't make the market. I think the cloud is a really good way of backing up things. I think the cloud is a perfect backup solution. So instead of you just having your backups locally on site. You can have the backup on site and off into the cloud. So say something happened to the site, you can always pull your backups after you recover the site. Say there's a fire or whatever, you can pull your data back from the cloud back down to the site. But I think localizing documents and localizing applications is good, and Dell is working on that. What Dell is actually doing, again, I gotta look it up to see what it's called, but you know how you would have server farms and you would have applications running on these server farms? Dell is setting it up where you can do that in-house at your business, and I think that's awesome. I think that's cool. I think that Dell is bringing back on-site productivity, which I think is awesome. And then I think that combined with cloud would be great. So this is also a form of AI, being able to run all these processes now locally, because the reason why Google works so well, or Excel works so well, I mean Excel, Azure or Outlook, because it's on some server farm somewhere and it's being run. But can you imagine if you can build your own server farm, you can build your own locally? That would be awesome. So Dell working on that, doing that is awesome. And this is, you see, I'm not saying that it's not uncertain. It is, but not in a bad way. There's a lot of opportunities here. There's a lot of opportunities in each and every one of these revolutions, technology-wise, or how we do things productivity-wise. It's always an opportunity, right? And I'm pretty conservative. I'm not one who wants to change willy-nilly, but changes that exercise prudence is what I'm leaning towards. Anything that makes us life more productive is a good thing. And I think that AI is not something that we should be afraid of. It's something we should embrace. Yes, jobs are going to go away, but new jobs are going to come. And if we position ourselves to a place where we can capitalize on this new industry, this new career path, we can benefit. Again, if you're one of the persons who know how to set up one of these AI infrastructures, or you know how to navigate or understand the concepts of AI, again, algorithm and data analysis is really a thing people should probably be looking into as far as another skill. These things can help you in the future when AI comes online. I mean, again, algorithm, what is an algorithm? Algorithm collects all these data and processes them. Data analysts might come into, that's going to be a job that's going to be around for a long time. Learn how to be a data analyst, right? Again, and these are not, I mean, you can do this stuff right now online. There's a whole bunch of courses online on Google, you can YouTube them and see how that stuff is. I'm just saying that given the fact that AI is all the rage right now, it's an opportunity for you to capitalize on this new thing. It's not something for you to fear. A lot of companies are having layoffs right now, and that's kind of also a rhetoric, because they're saying AI is why they're laying people off. And that's not really, because again, like I said, AI is not there yet. I'm not saying it's not there. It's just not there yet. There are definitely ways that AI is being implemented in the workspace right now, but not to the point where it's replacing jobs. It's not. I mean, I can give you a perfect example. Are some jobs eliminated by AI at this point? To some degree, yes, but not entirely. If you go to Walmart, you see the self-checkout, but you still see people checking out, groceries. They didn't replace everybody with one of those self-checkouts. They didn't. You can go to McDonald's or Burger King. You can also go to the self-checkout, but you can also still talk to the register person. So again, I don't see it doing what people are saying it's doing. Again, will it? Eventually, yes, but I don't think it's going to be to the point where we ourselves need to panic, because I think it's going to create new opportunities. I don't think computers, there's fear of Terminators, and I get it, but we're not there yet. Skynet is not here yet, right? So I wouldn't really panic about that. I'm excited about the AI. I'm excited about the possibilities. Let me give you an example. I have an internet radio station, and I know a little bit about coding and website design and graphic design. Not a whole bunch, but a little bit, right? And I designed my radio station, and I made a logo for it, and wasn't happy with the logo. I made the logo. It's a simple logo, but I wasn't happy with the logo. And I went on, let me see what I actually used. You can create images using AI, and you guys should really mess around with this. So let me see if I can type it in here and get it out here. Let's see, create AI images. All right. So I'm telling you which website I actually use. So you have Imaging Art. You have Vago, and there's Open Art, and Microsoft is the one that I use. Free AI image generator, and all I did was go in there, type in the description, and ask it to create a logo, and it did. And the logo it created was beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful. So you might say, okay, that's gonna get rid of people who. It's gonna get rid of jobs of people who create graphic design. I don't necessarily think so. I think people will still go to people to create designs unique to them, because no matter what you do with the AI, it's not going to be that unique. It's going to be more generalized. But to people, I don't think that's going to eliminate the graphic designers. It might be less of them, but it's not going to eliminate them. And if it's less of them, right, then going to be more demand, and they're going to make more money. Because remember, rule of economics, the scarcer something becomes, the more expensive it becomes. So most of the jobs, the simple jobs, will be done by AI, and then the more advanced, unique designs are going to be done by actual graphic designers that you can sit down and talk to, and they can tell them your vision, and they can make something unique to you. AI won't make it unique to you. No matter how much they say that it mimics human intelligence, it really can never mimic human intelligence to the point it's a human being. I just don't believe that it would ever happen, right? I don't think it's going to become close, but I think it will make, how do I explain this? When I was younger, and I was 17, 18, 19, and I started working. My first job was at Blockbuster Video. I'll show you how old I am. And the reason why I did that, because I was a dreamer, and I'm a geek, and I wanted to watch movies, and I know about movies. So I figured what the perfect place to work was at Blockbuster. So I worked at Blockbuster as a person that put away the DVDs, the movies, and whatever. And I realized that job, anybody could do that job, right? And that's when I learned about unskilled labor. This is actually an economical term, unskilled labor. So it's a job that anybody can do. Anybody can be pulled off the street, and they can do the unskilled labor, right? AI will reduce the amount of people needed for unskilled labor. Now, the debate might be, well, we need unskilled labor because people need to work, and we need to find them work and whatever. But I don't necessarily think human beings should be aspiring to just have unskilled jobs. I think human beings should have skilled. All human beings, every single human being should be or is able to have a particular skill, because all human beings have gifts. I believe this. All human beings, every single one of them has a gift, and they should be able to convert that gift into a way of sustaining themselves, right? And of course, people who are unable to do that, they can get taken care of. But I don't think AI is a threat it's an improvement. It's a way for us to focus on other things, right? That's what I'm saying. And now there's a whole argument of it being sentient. I am definitely saying that will not happen, right? That doesn't mean it's not dangerous. No possibility of danger involved. Like, for instance, if you give it the keys to the nuclear button, I mean, yeah, you might put an algorithm. If this happens, then do this. That could be dangerous. But will human beings do that? Will human beings give up that much power to AI? I doubt it. I doubt they will do that. And I'm not somebody that's very have a lot of faith in human beings, but I just don't think that's happening. So unskilled laborers will be eliminated or dramatically reduced, right? But human beings will get to live and do and create a better existence for themselves because they'll be doing things pertaining to their gifts. Now, that's what I believe. Maybe it's a pipe dream, but I believe that. Because, for instance, like, even with me, I'm doing this podcast, and I've mulled over my head what kind of podcast I should do on my radio station. And I'm saying, well, because I'm really into theology and Bible study, and I said, well, maybe I should do that. Or I said, well, what about, politics and philosophy? I could do that. And those are being well read and being able to articulate ideas and present things in a way where people are entertained. That's a skill. I don't think I have that skill, but that's a skill, right? And maybe people can do that, right? I love technology. I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain it on this podcast enough, but I'm going to try. And I think this is going to be the podcast I'm going to do. And I'm going to think about the other ones later. But right now, we're going to do this. And this is something I want to do. And we're going to talk about technology and how it's going to benefit us and how it's going to make our life more productive. And so I don't want you guys to worry about AI. I want you guys to be fascinated and be excited about AI, the possibilities of it. Like I said, it designed a logo for me that I'm going to use on the radio station going forward. And I'm very excited about it. And to see other things that it can do. ChatGPT is cool. And ChatGPT, people are creeped out by it, but ChatGPT is a more advanced version of Google. And creating images just by typing in words is also cool and exciting. And the possibilities are just there. So again, this is the early stages of AI. We don't know what it's going to turn out to be. Just like we didn't know what was going to happen with the internet. Right? Nobody knew that we were going to have phones and be on the phone with, pretty much live our life from the phones. Because of the internet, we build on things. Remember, during the .com time in the late 90s, early 2000s, we just thought there were going to be stores online and everybody going to buy things online and pet.com and all this other stuff. That's what we thought. And every business is throw .com at the end of their names so that they could build up their stock prices. I mean, this is a fact. This is what happened, right? And look what happened, what they thought was going to happen, and the fear mongering, and look what actually did happen. We don't know where it's going to go. So don't worry about it. Just enjoy the ride. AI, the possibilities of it is going to make our life easier. And just like I'm saying, .com, the possibility of it made our life easier. You don't have to go to the library every 5 minutes to go do research. You can literally stay home and do research based on Google. You can do your research. Like I don't know how many times I have been sitting around and hear a name or watch a movie, and I was able to just Google the movie and see when the movie came out, because I'm really into old films and learn that stuff. I mean, I just downloaded Rio Bravo with Dean Martin and John Wayne and learned that movie was created and made because of High Noon. That was made a couple of years before it, and what the story was behind that. That's a fascinating thing, just because of Google. So let's cut out the fear mongering about AI, and let's see where it goes. But at the end of the day, we'll deal with it as it comes. Anything happens, we'll just pivot, and that's how I think. So hope that this was a good podcast, and I'm Alex of Alex Custom Tech, and it's Alex on Tech. Take care of yourself and each other.